everybody. So today I'm just going to jump in real quick. So the pinky is zoomed in right now and this is in real time. I will try to do the pinkies in real time and then the rest of the hand will be sped up. So right now I'm doing a fill, so I'm going around the cuticle and I am removing the gel polish and I'm taking my time around the cuticle. You just always want to be careful. I have my e-file up about 25,000 RPMs and I have a 2x 5-in-1 right now. And so that's where I'm comfortable at when I do fills and I'm removing the design and any lifting or debulking or cutting down the shape. So this is my neighbor and I just wanted to, I thought about posting this and then not posting it and posting it and not posting it. It's more of a shorter, just kind of simple set, but the thing that I kept thinking of is, everybody's hands are different. Everybody's hands are in different conditions. Their hands and their nails, some people have really easy, nice to work on hands and other people don't. And that was something I wasn't necessarily prepared for. When I started taking clients, like I knew everyone's hands were different, but I got used to doing my own. And mine were fairly easy. I have a crooked fingernail here and there. One grows out crooked, whatever. But for the most part, like I have pretty standard hands and nails. And that's just not the case for everybody. So in this video, I just really wanted to touch base on clients that have maybe more difficult nails to work on, or maybe just the more difficult clients in general. So she is my neighbor and, she does have some medical problems. I don't need to tell you guys all her issues, but so for her hands, her hands get a lot of beatings and stuff basically. And, they're swollen and they're red. You can see that here and stuff. So, I wanted to take extra time and be extra careful when I was doing her nails, around the cuticles. And I wanted to make sure that, my prep was sufficient enough and she didn't have any lifting. And I was careful, I'm always careful to not nick or cut or hurt anybody. But sometimes there's people where you just gotta kind of go a little bit slower, and be a little bit more mindful of it. So for her, my normal armrest that I use is taller, so it just kind of, their hand just kind of falls down basically and just kind of lays there, and that just, we couldn't use that one, so I used a shorter one. So I am holding her hand up a lot. It looks like I'm grabbing her hand really hard. I'm not, I promise you. It looks like I'm being really rough. It's sped up and stuff. So, but anyway, so with her cuticles and her hands and stuff, like, we had to take a few extra steps than what I normally take. Like, normally I just push the cuticles back, use a ball bit, nip if I have to, and then go in with my sanding band. But, for hers, we had to take a little bit of extra time and a few extra steps and stuff like that. And it's also really good to know in your area if you are legally allowed to nip the cuticles. My area, I am allowed to. Some areas you are not, and it is illegal. So anyway, I'm just really trying to, like, she has really deep, like, as you see, the cuticles are, there's a lot of like buildup, and her nail plates are pretty deep almost. So you really need to get into those sidewalls and just really get in there. And so I'm more used to it now, but when I first started taking clients, I would almost get really nervous. Oh, she caught her thumbnail on fire. anyway, I would get really nervous when I would see someone's hands that weren't in the best condition or their nails weren't in the best condition. Um, it was different. It was, can I do this? How many problems am I going to have? So for her, for her, I was really just taking some extra time around the cuticles, and we did a little bit of extra steps. The shaking, you see me shaking her hand like that, you'll see it a few times. I don't know if you'll notice it as much with it sped up, but there was needing to be relaxed, and she was also having a very hard time staying awake, but we won't talk about that. Anyway, so I just wanted to kind of use this video as a chance to talk about clients that maybe have more difficult nails to work on, or they're just more of a difficult client instead, because you don't really hear too much about that. And I've had to kind of learn as I go on how to handle certain things. Um, so, like my own hand, like I said, I got really used to using my own hand. And it got easy, and it became muscle memory. And so, just doing other people's hands is definitely a learning curve, like some people have different variations of hand and nail conditions. Okay, so see, this is back in real time as well. I have my cuticle bit or my e-file in reverse, and I'm at 4,000 RPMs. And you can see here it is just pushing them back more and cleaning up the nail plate and getting off all that dead. There was a lot, and all that will cause lifting if you don't do it properly. So see, I'm back sped up, and it looks like I'm being a little rough. I promise I'm not. But so some people just have different variations of hand and nail conditions when they come in. Some people might have a wrist or a hand injury, so they're not able to be in the normal position you would put a person's hand in. Or some people have crooked fingers, which then, their nails are crooked, or just the nails crooked, period. Some people have damaged fingers or nails, like one of my clients before, when she was younger, that she got the tip of her finger cut off. They were able to put it back on, but that damaged her nail and the tip of her finger. And so doing that nail was always a little bit different and more difficult. And then some people have ski slope nails, so they kind of dip in, and then towards the free edge they kind of go up like a ski slope. Some people have curved nails, where their nails grow out curving down, or they have just a very, like, their whole nail is like a curved apex, so to say. Some people have nails that are really skinny towards the cuticle, and as they go out towards the free edge, they're really wide. Those people can sometimes have problems with lifting as the nail grows out. So some people have medical problems. You just really need to be aware of all that stuff. The nail biters, nail biters are definitely more difficult to work on depending on the severity of it. And then you get people that are just in general problem lifters. Like I said, everybody's nails and hands are different. And so, like, you find that out as you go. I have a couple people that are my problem lifters, and they just, we need to be on a 2 to 3 week schedule for fills. Most people nowadays, I swear, they push it out to like 4 or 5 weeks. And with my problem lifters, they just can't do that unless they want to come in with a bunch of nails off or a bunch of crazy lifting. So there's just a lot of trial and error that you got to learn, and a lot of like learning curves when you start taking clients and stuff, with just the differences in people's fingers and hands. And it was just something I definitely was not prepared to do. So, or I wasn't prepared for. So right here you see me nipping her cuticles. I definitely feel like I could have cleaned them up more, but I was being on the more cautious side, and I did not want to overdo it and risk nicking her. So I left it at that. Like I probably could have gone in more with the ball bit and pushed it back more and cut more, and I just didn't want to do that. I was playing it safe, but they already do look 10 times better. So um and so in this video a lot you'll see me pulling her hand forward. It kept, sliding backwards. She was getting tired. Or you'll see me pick up her hand and kind of flatten it out because it was leaning a lot. A lot of people tend to do that. And because it's sped up, it looks like I'm being really rough on her. I promise you guys I'm not. I didn't abuse my client, I promise. But anyway, and so another thing, how we're using this smaller armrest, it wasn't really difficult. It was just more difficult to, on my hand, to properly hold her hand and get her nails done. My wrists were definitely a lot more tired after this set than other sets when I use my taller armrest. But anyway, so I'm gonna just kind of let you guys watch a little bit, listen to some music, and I'll pop back on here and we will talk about just in general difficult clients, and maybe how I handle them, or maybe how I don't know how to handle them. And so yeah, so I'll pop back on here in a few minutes, and I'll let you guys just kind of watch what I'm doing right now. right, guys, so I'm back now, and we are going to talk a little bit about um, clients and them being difficult, or maybe just some things that make it more difficult for us nail techs. So at the beginning of this, you see that I had to literally like pick up her hand and arm and kind of lay it flat. A lot of people tend to, and I do that quite frequently with this client and a lot of other clients. People will generally tend to kind of lean more to the side of their arm, which then makes their hand like sideways, and it makes it more difficult for us to hold their fingers straight and wrestle with their hands. So after a while, you have to kind of literally like readjust their hands. So those are definitely some of the, I wouldn't say like difficult client, but it's one of the things that kind of have us stop and we have to readjust. The stiff client right there, you see me kind of shake her finger a few times. That's, they're getting a little too stiff, and I just, hey, relax. I feel like that's almost like a universal language of a nail tech, is when they shake their hand or kind of pat the top of their hand or something. To just kind of, hey, relax, and then you got the client that brings a bunch of stuff with them, and I'm just like, good God, did you need those 3 bags and everything out? And and then you get the clients that are doing too much with their hands. Okay, you got the clients that it's fine to be on your phone. That's fine. That's why I do one hand at a time. But when you are doing so much with your hands, digging in your bag, people don't realize that even though you're using your other hand that I am not working on. Right there, she was falling asleep and pulling backwards, so I had to keep waking her up. That's another one. Being over medicated is very frustrating for us. The dead weight and just the like literally being dead weight and not being able to just kind of go with the flow with what we're doing, and falling asleep and falling backwards, and just kind of, the nodding out. That is super frustrating. It's only happened to me 2 different times now, and I wasn't quite sure how to handle it, and now I will not continue a set if that is going to be someone's state. Anyway, back to the doing too much with their hands. You can be doing something with your hand that I'm not working on and not realize that the hand that I'm working on ends up like stiffening up or trying to like, I don't know, it's weird. The other hand that I'm working on tries to like do what your other hand's doing. Or, when they, I put the primer on and the dehydrator and the primer, and they want to go and touch stuff or get in their bag. It's like, you have your other hand, use your other hand, or just wait a second. Or I get done with one hand and say the thumb of the acrylic is still wet, and they go and they dent it because they can't just, just the people just doing too much with their hands, or messing up their gel polish design before it even gets in the lamp, or it's done curing and they take it out and they want to go fiddle with the hand that's done, which then gets fuzzies everywhere. It just, if you know, man. If you know, you know. And then, like I said, you get the stiff people that are just super stiff, and they, whether they're trying to look at what you're doing the whole time, or they're just not, like, you're literally wrestling with their hands. Those ones are definitely hard, and it gets hard because my wrist and I already have carpal tunnel, and so that just gets really, really hard and frustrating, and you have to constantly remind them, like, hey, relax. It's almost like they're trying to fight you. And then, like I said earlier about, when people are over medicated and they're just kind of that heavy dead weight, like when people are aware and they're awake and you're doing their nails, you can kind of guide their hand, like, I'm going to kind of twist your finger a little bit, so you're going to kind of like move with me on your hand, and then I'm going to put it straight, so you kind of move with me there. Or I let go of one of your fingers that I finished, and I go to grab the other one, and then your whole hand completely drops. instead of like keeping it there, so that's kind of like some people are just like that, and they don't pay attention, and they're just like whatever. It's almost like they're too relaxed and just not paying attention. And then some people have just been over medicated. So there's just a lot of like different types of clients that do little things that make things a little bit more difficult for us. Or the sideways sitter. A lot of people will sit sideways and alternate, which that just has them lean a lot more, and it makes it just a different angle for us. And I think my biggest problem, that just irks me the most is consistent reschedules or cancels. If you reschedule and cancel more than you keep your appointment, I get really frustrated. Right now I don't have deposits and things like that and policies. It just kind of started with friends, and now that I'm expanding, that is absolutely something that is absolutely going to be implemented. So yeah, so there's so many things that just are not necessarily make you a problem client, but just kind of make us not be able to flow with our job very well. Some of them are funny, and some of them are like pretty irritating. But anyway, so do you guys have people that do any of these things? Or like they can't decide and they change what they want, like as you're doing the design? How do you guys handle clients that kind of have those difficult, I wouldn't say difficult, but just have those habits that make our job a little bit more difficult, or make us have to stop to kind of readjust them or recorrect them, or go back and fix things because they're just doing too much? How do you guys handle that? I try to just stay really calm and professional and just explain to them like, hey, try to, keep your hand like this, or hey, I need you to relax, or hey, please relax, and just the constant like, I just try to be really nice and compassionate about it. Or like, a lot of times people will be like, okay, the lamp's done. I'm like, okay, just leave your hand in there until we're ready to switch. Because a lot of times, take their hand out and then they want to do stuff, scratch their head, go in their purse, whatever. And it just gets fuzzies and everything's stuck to the nail. So I don't know. That was just a little bit about that. How do you guys deal with your more difficult situations, or clients that are maybe constantly rescheduling and canceling more than they even keep their appointments? Or have you ever had a client that was over medicated or intoxicated in your chair and has not been able to stay awake? What did you do? Like, did you continue to finish the service? Did you tell them to leave? Did you stop the service? What did you do? It's happened to me 2 different times, and both times I ended up just continuing to wake them up every few minutes. I was clearly irritated, and I finished the service, but now I don't think I would do that again. I think that I would ask them to come back when they are more alert. I don't want to see that. I don't want to deal with that. And it makes my job a lot harder, and it's very frustrating. So anyway, how do you guys deal with the not so easy things or the difficult things? Do you guys have any stories? I got a few stories. I don't know if I necessarily want to tell them on here. I don't know if people that I know watch my channel or not. But so yeah, I just wanted to take this video and take some time out to talk about, more difficult hands to work on, and some other, like, list some little things that are, make the appointment not difficult, but just make it not flow. There we go. Not flow is easy. Okay. So those were kind of my little list of things. I mean, there's more and I could go on and on, but some of them are just little stupid things, and some of them are, more major things that really frustrate me. And so yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that, and this is just a pretty simple, basic set. At this point, I was just kind of over it and ready to just be done for the day. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and watch. Please comment, like this video, subscribe. I really enjoy interacting with everybody. I know I've been slow at my videos, but I am getting back on track. And if you guys have any questions or any types of videos you want to see or anything, just please let me know in the comments below. Or I also have my email listed in the description box, so you can always send me an email. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.